the past 4 years, we've witnessed a strong resurgence of state monopolist tendencies all over the world. In Russia, Venezuela, and especially China, key industries that are deemed vital to national interests not only are screened from internal and external competition, they also enjoy often clandestine but powerful support to implement their strategic plans abroad. Welcome to TFN's Smart Trading Action Alert. I'm Laura Cadden. Of course, it's not just countries with strong totalitarian or communist political backgrounds whose key industries enjoy the full backing of the government. France, for example, has maintained a discreet office called Cellule Africaine, or the CEL. For over 50 years, this organization reportedly made sure that France's strategic interests in Africa were enforced in the former French colonies, installing and supporting friendly governments in exchange for first access to oil and natural resources for French companies such as Elf Aquitaine. Covert military action on behalf of the CEL may have taken place in the Central African Republic as late as March 4th of this year. Still, rumors abound that the new government of President Nicolas Sarkozy may intend to disband the CEL. How would this move affect the power politics of oil in Africa, especially as China and Russia are asserting their interest and securing access and distribution of vital resources on the continent? Christian de Hamer, publisher and chief strategist of Red Zone Profits, Gresser, and the much-anticipated new trading information service, Crisis Trader, is here with some ideas, and they may surprise you. Welcome, Chris.
Thanks, Laura.
So tell me, why is Africa giving up its power struggle for resources in Africa, and why now?
Well, what you have is a lot of political pressure. You have a new right-wing government taking over, and you have some human rights concerns that France has been involved in Africa tragedies going back, as you said, 50 years. 800,000 Tutsis were killed a decade ago, and there's some speculation that France was somehow involved in that. And the new government of France believes that there could be an uplifting democratic revolution in Northern Africa.
So do you think this is true? If the French abandon their colonial claims, there will be a more peaceful, independent, democratic Africa?
Well, of course not.
Frankly,
there's just too many. It's chaos, and nobody will invest like $50 billion into chaos, and there's a power vacuum that'll result. China, Russia, the U.S., Canada, Australian resource companies are in a mad dash for African oil, copper, zinc, everything else, and the U.S. government has in fact created an Africa Command, so there's a real struggle going on in Africa right now.
So where do you see, since we're speaking of oil prices heading in the next months?
Oh, I could see $80 oil by August.
Really?
Oh, sure. I mean, the oil hit a high of $78 after Katrina. They're already speculating a lot of hurricanes this year. Prices are tight. I mean, it's certainly within the realm of possibility. It always tracks up in the summer, so.
Well, with oil companies at new highs, where do you see opportunities for short-term traders?
Well, that's true. A lot of oil companies are at 52-week highs. You could go and buy ExxonMobil, and you could get 20 to 50% out of that over the long term. But myself, I like to go for the winners. I like to swing for the fences. I found a couple of small companies I found SoCo International that went up 1,600% over the past couple of years. I recommended that a long time ago. I recommended Heritage Oil that went up about 600% since my original recommendation. I found a couple more. I found one small Australian oil company right now. It's one of the concessions for oil in Puntland, which is in northern Somalia, and it's 50 cents right now. I could see that going up 1,500% if things fall in place.
Well, given the long-term nature of oil exploration ventures, are you recommending companies that are already having established ties with Africa to those with a wider investment horizon?
Well, yes. I mean, obviously, you want companies that have connections, have ties to the tribal elders, have long-term standing, have deal with major players, and these are the type of companies I'm looking for.
Anything you're working on right now?
Well, yes. As a matter of fact, I'll have a special report coming out any day now. Look for it in your email inbox. It's all about this small Australian company with this concession in Somalia, northern Somalia, Puntland, where incidentally there is no fighting.
They're good to know.
Yeah, it's good to know.
So for those people who aren't on your email list, they can go to Taipan Financial News website and get access to this.
Yes, that's right.
Thank you so much for sharing your expertise with us today.
Thanks for having me, Laura.
Pleasure. To learn more about Chris's new trading information service, Crisis Trader, go to www.crisistrader.com. Please tune in next week for another profitable opportunity on TFN's Smart Trading Action Alert. For TaipanFinancialNews.com, I'm Laura Cadden.